Forget pit stops, forget fuel management. It's pedal to the metal all the way here as we get ready for today's sprint.
F1's distinctive sound throughout the decades is in part due to the high revving engines it uses.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Elvis lines up on pole position, and starting next to them is George Russell. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Hamilton, Leclerc, Verstappen, Perez, Norris, Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Albon, Magnussen, Oscar Piastri, Bottas, Ocon, Joe, Gasly, Hulkenberg, Ricciardo, Tsunoda, and Logan Sargent. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out. Anthony Davidson is with me once again to take you through today's action. And we have plenty of twists and turns to come over the next hour or so, I'm sure. Let's talk about Elvis.
Well, it was a really impressive lap in qualifying to get pole position, but are they going to be able to hold on to the lead into the first corner with so many quick starters around them? One more thing to consider is the strategy element. How far can the drivers push these tyres, and who's going to blink first for fresh rubber? It'll be interesting to see if the leaders have to compromise their plan to cover off the cars behind them.
After the points finished last race, let's aim to keep that momentum going. Sprints are a shorter race session at around 1/3 distance of a standard Sunday race. Drivers are not required to pit during a sprint for a change of tyres, although they are able to do so. The results of the sprint form the grid for Sunday's race, and there are points awarded for the top 8 finishers of the sprint in the following denominations. First place gets 8 points, second place gets 7 points, third place gets 6 points, and all the way down to 8th place with a single point. great manoeuvre. You made it look so easy. Okay, DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Need to give that place back, I'm afraid. That was an illegal overtake. Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Our championship leader is still sat at the top of the standings, but their rivals have made up some solid ground today. With the sprint wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race. And a warm welcome to you from Azadlik Square, heart of Baku and home, of course, to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. With high speeds, tight corners and few runoff zones, many are expecting a safety car here today. So our drivers will have to stay very much on their toes and hopefully out of the barriers.
Affectionately known as the jackhammer. British constructor Arrows never won a race after 383 attempts, the highest of any team in Formula One history. They came close 5 times in 1978, 1980, 81, 85, and 19...
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Sainz, Magnussen, Ricciardo, Albon, Bottas, Russell, Elvis, Oscar Piastri, Hulkenberg, Ocon, Gasly, Joe, Sargent, Tsunoda, and Max Verstappen completes the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway.
job. Nice overtake. now enabled. DRS enabled. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 1.5 seconds. Brilliant manoeuvre, 2 places at once. Okay, clear. Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home. All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
And so ends another Azerbaijan Grand Prix. A fascinating race and a well-deserved victory. Tell me, Ant, how do they manage to achieve this win?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners. So let's see what effect this result has had on the drivers' standings. Despite the best efforts of our championship leader, that lead has taken a bit of a knock today. Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Well, for me, it's got to be Lewis Hamilton. The multiple world champion may be the boring choice at this point, but you can't argue that he's a driver deserving of his reputation.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Aston Martin move up to the top of the standings. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend for them as they fight their way towards the top. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.